let's look at Brood War number 19. Now, this is a level 2 tournament, so this entire bracket is from people that have performed well in the level 1s and have promoted. So let's go ahead and start off with, we're going to start all the way back in round 1. And this is going to be Quim versus Genesis. Now, in the level 1 tournaments, the best of 3 maps were determined. The best of 5 maps were determined. In the level 2 tournaments, we do it a little bit differently. So the first map is determined, and then the loser of each subsequent match picks the next one. So for this bracket, the first map is Fighting Spirit. And so this is going to be Fighting Spirit, and I already forgot our players. Who is it? Genesis and Quim, right? What is this, a TVT? All right, so we've got Quim, our red Terran, in the top right. We've got Genesis, our blue Terran, down here in the bottom left. So, both these players really strong. Should have a good game coming out from them. Alright, Genesis just now realizing what map he's on. Yo, thanks. What's up, Justice? I should probably change the little score thingy too. Alright, so we got Genesis 0-0 versus Quim. Cool, so the little thingy should be accurate now. Alright, standard TVT, where the first, 2 minutes, it's the same thing on both sides. Barracks, refinery. I'm sorry, supply depot, barracks, refinery, barracks. Quim's going down just a little bit earlier. Not a whole lot to note on here. Quim and Genesis has been really active in SKU. Been fun to watch them play. It's been fun to get my butt stomped by them too. I'm happy that because of the internal promotion system and StarCraft Underground being relatively new, what happened was we had to all start on the same level. Otherwise, there'd be problems with like population between the levels and making sure brackets would fill. So we all started right down at level 1, and it's just I'm so glad that these players are starting to promote away from me, so I can play level 1 people, and the Quims and the Genesises can all play each other in like higher leagues. Hey, thanks Quantum Leap, appreciate it. So yeah, this is a tournament. I'll give kind of the spiel again. So this is StarCraft Underground. So StarCraft Underground is just a Discord server. It was made because I was looking for StarCraft 2 tournaments that had flexible scheduling, right? Because all the tournaments that are available for crappy players like myself, amateur players, you need to like set up a time on like a Saturday and like block out like 4 hours and play the whole bracket. And I've got like kids, job and stuff, and it was just too much. So what StarCraft Underground is there's always a bracket to sign up. Whenever you sign up for a bracket, you have 1 week per round to accomplish your match with your opponent. And you can sign up for as many brackets as your schedule allows, right? And there's always a bracket to sign up for until it fills, it fires, a new one replaces it. So this is the 19th bracket that we've fired for Brood War. And keep in mind, this all started like, I think, July or something. And they're 8-player brackets. The top 2 players promote to the next level. There's 3 tiers. And then if you're in a higher tier than level 1, the lowest 2 get knocked out and demote. So this particular tournament we're watching right now, this is the first round of it. So their records are 0-0. They're freaking playing for actual demotion. So this is the first tournament that we've had in SKU where losing actually matters. So if they lose and they get sent to the lower bracket, all of them are double elimination. And they lose again, then they'd actually be demoted and have to play scrubs like myself again. Yeah, the Discord is StarCraft Underground. Someone in chat might have it. Here, I can actually probably just Alt-Tab real quick. Get it for you. I really need to set up a command. I just never stream during the day, so I never have anyone watching. And I mostly just do it for the players. Here. Oh, that's not the right thing. 1 second, sorry. I want to get this invite out there. It's also in the chat, like up, if you can scroll up a little bit. And use copy button. Copy. There you go. Discord's there. Okay, cool. Anyway, back to the game. I think things are happening, and I'm missing all of it. All right, so there's vultures. Green here for Genesis. Genesis has his barracks flying over here. We got Quim's barracks flying over here. Okay, but Quim has tanks. Okay, so this looks like he may end up losing that tank, though. These vultures might be able to chase it down. There's not much for reinforcements coming from Quim. I say that, but there actually are a whole bunch of reinforcements. He's even pulling the boys. Okay, so I was doing a lot of talking and not paying attention to what was happening. It does look like Quim is doing a 2-fact push. Genesis already has 4 factories up. Not really sure he's going to be able to support that level of production, but he is building 4 vultures at a time at the moment. Supplies are completely even, but Quim needs to do a ton of damage right now. Now, Genesis has no tanks. He's got no tanks being made. So there is a huge opportunity here, and Vulture's not doing so much damage to tanks. Like, the SCV's repairing is actually going to be huge. And they tanked a bunch of shots as well. Somehow, even after Quim pulled those boys, SCV count is relatively even. Oh, and Siege is complete. This is going to be such a pain in the butt for Genesis. But I would never count him out, because Genesis, I've seen him play TVT where he was completely contained into his base, very similar to this, for like 15 minutes. Ended up like completely lifting all of his army and like SCVs out and around the containment force, and ended up like coming back and scrapping back like a 40-minute victory. So you can never count Genesis out. Like, he'll, if there's a way, he'll make it happen. Okay, but I'm curious how he's going to make it happen. Because right now he's just got a bunch of vultures and a tank. Now he is getting his own siege mode. That's definitely going to be step number 1 here. He needs to keep him at arm's length. Quim is getting his expansion. So he's getting the contain, and he's going to start securing that economic lead. But he is a little bit behind on production, right? So like, if Genesis can break out here, then he could, in theory, catch up with the army count. But he's just, you know, he's limited by his income at the moment. All right, SCV came all the way across on a long repair job. Yo, Quantum, what land you looking to go to? Any? Well, fun fact, I love landing. I haven't been to an official Brood War land, but I host monthly lands. I've got one coming up this Saturday. I was toying with the idea of a StarCraft Underground land if this thing ever rose to a point. Where the land? Oh, I host them in my basement. But it's a lot of fun. And it sounds sketch, right? But it's legit. I've got a sweet setup. Alright, so expansion is up. Getting some turrets. Like it, like it. Or are those talks serious, Escalade? I know you guys were talking about a Toronto land, but I kind of thought you guys were, it was like half jokingly. There's some legitimacy to it. Be down for a Toronto LAN. All right, this tank count for Quim is getting a little out of control. Supply count for Genesis is actually higher. With lower SCVs. Where's his army? Oh, it's all right here. I was like, where's his stuff? Fartcraft Butt War, you're vile? Now I know. I love it. You just gotta own your name. You gotta go into the Artosis chat and be degenerate like me with your actual username. Gotta own it. Alright. This is looking really good for Quim. Like I said, though, you can never, ever count Genesis out. And I'm trying to figure out how he's going to go about it. See, I was talking about how a situation on another map, I think it was Knockout. No. It was Polestar. Either way, it doesn't matter. But the thing was, is like, he made this work. He was able to drop himself into a winning position from a huge contain that didn't look much different than this. I gotta go find that game again, because I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it was Quim. Because Quim and Genesis end up playing each other quite a bit. Especially in like the earlier tournaments when we didn't only had, you know, so many players. Alright, so he's making some things happen. The barracks is up here giving vision though, and he's got no anti-air. That was a good swing. See what I mean? You can never count Genesis out. He's completely mined up this entire area. This gives him an avenue to the map. Gives him a drop zone for himself that he can keep lifting to. And his supply is double Quim's. Quim has an expansion. But he's been sitting on 2 factories this whole time. Like, I don't know how Genesis does this. But he'll get, like, thrown into a corner. And then he'll come back with this massive force. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And all that's up here, what, 5 tanks? I say all that's up here is 5 tanks. 5 tanks is like a lot. But I would say Genesis is in this game. Now, these Goliaths need to probably work their way up here. Like, he knows the drops are happening up in this area. And that would at least redirect some of the tanks to up in this area. But I don't know if Quim's trying to just push in and kill him. I don't know. I cannot believe this is happening again. Escalade, you're asking where I'm from? I'm originally from California, and I'm currently in Ohio. United States. Obviously. If you know states. Wow. Freaking Genesis, dude. I love it. It's so much fun to watch him play. Now we've got Wraiths out. This is gonna suck. Because there's no anti-air. I don't even think he has an engineering bay for turrets. He's just now getting an armory built. Oh, and an engineering bay built. Yeah, exactly. I'm not terribly far from Toronto. So, like, if there was a Toronto LAN, like, I would go. I'd be there. I was thinking about, there was one in Chicago recently, right? And I was toying with the idea of going to that one. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Aaron's. Oh, man, the Wraiths are going to do it. He's getting his own Wraiths now. He does have the armory up, and he's starting to get Goliaths. Okay, if Genesis pulls this off, because the supply has been evened up now, and Quim has like, overtaken the SCV count. And the tanks are just being whittled away. I don't even know what to look at right now. I guess these Wraiths? Okay, this is good timing. So the Goliaths are popping out all at once. The turrets are completing. He's going to be knocking out this barracks, which is pretty big deal when it comes to vision. Now, there's still an eBay up here. Man, he is still in it. Vultures. Vultures everywhere. Double CC. Nothing over here to defend from air, though. So, any type of expansion ideas, I don't think are going to really go all that well. Because he still can't break out here. I don't know what the play is. More drops? But that window's gonna close with all these wraiths out there. I think the transition to wraiths from Quim, and now he's got 5 factories and he's sitting on 3 like operating bases. I think there might have been a window there for Genesis, but I think that window is quickly closing. Like, I think he did what he could, but now these wraiths are going to shut down any drops, so he's going to be legitimately contained to the bottom left. And Quim is just going to start taking the map. Yeah, there was the Chicagoland, and then there was Philadelphia. There's one in Philadelphia coming up, I think, right? Isn't there one in first week of November? If I'm not mistaken. Now, there was like Starland or StarCast or whatever it was. That's invite only. No idea how to get on the cool guy list for that. Yeah, November 1st and 2nd. Is that just an open one? Who's doing that one? I forgot about that. Like, organizer standpoint. Ooh, and he's got a cloak. What's going on the front line? Nothing. Oh, but Genesis is mined out. He's broke. What are some of the names showing up on the November one? Pretty sure Artie's going. Did Gypsy say he was going? I don't know who else is going. All right, GG. Genesis, scrappy as always. Like I said, I love watching him play. All right, so that puts Quim up 1-0 in this round 1 of Brood War Tournament number 19. Okay, so what that means, just a reminder on the level 2 tournaments, is that the loser picks the next map. That's where it gets introduced in StarCraft Underground. Otherwise, all the maps are predetermined. And so this means that Genesis chose this map. And I don't remember if it was this series or another series in the tournament. The way some of the players upload their replays, and because this was the first one, we haven't really encountered it. I don't always know which map, like what the order of the games were. Like, I know everyone started on Fighting Spirit, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, if this is a full 3-game series, I don't actually know which one is game 2 or game 3. I don't know if it was this one or another series, but we'll have to see. All right, so we've got Quim up here, Red Terran in the top left, and we've got Genesis, our scrappy Terran player, in the top right. Top left, top right. StarCraft Historian and StarCraft Team. That'd be fun. How big is it? And is it just an open? I should probably just find the details. All I remember hearing was that there was a land in Philadelphia on the 1st and 2nd. But I didn't hear anything else, like bracket size or eligibility. Okay, also, last game, what we saw from Quim... well, last game, there was a lot of talking and, like, alt-tabbing and stuff, so we missed a good portion of the beginning of the match. But Quim kind of did, like, a 2-factory push, it seemed like. Went heavy on the early tanks, got that contain sent up. It ultimately led to that victory after he transitioned to Wraiths and was able to shut down Genesis's dropship play. Genesis, on the other hand, it looked like was going for mass factories off of one base. I don't remember seeing him have a second CC built or up. If he did, he got knocked out very quickly. Is this CC first? Ooh. I don't remember the last time I've seen CC first. Oh man, it's going to be spotted too. By the way, spotted by Quim, who just did a double fact push. I think, yeah, first scout, CC first. I think Quim's the kind of player to punish the crap out of this. Now we'll see if Genesis, like what his contingency plan is here, whether he makes a bunch of Marines in a bunker to try to like prevent some sort of vulture play. But he has the barracks up here. There's no wall. I don't know. I don't know anything about CC first play. So we'll see. See how it goes. Getting the factory down. Now he still does have 2 SCVs on gas. I don't know if he pulled one off or he only ever loaded 2 and pulled one to build the factory. But he's still, yeah, he's going 2 factory. Which is what you do, right? Like if you see CC first, put it down in those factories and you start charging. Okay, factory just now getting started. Which means it's like a minute slower than Quim's factories are going to be. I don't know. If I were to guess, if I were to just throw it out there, like I think Quim's going to hit like a freaking freight train here. And I also don't think Genesis hasn't even scouted, right? Like he doesn't know where Quim is. Outside of the fact that he may have noticed that the SCV came from this direction. Okay, he's definitely going to notice the barracks. That might seal the deal. And he's sending the SCV in the right direction, so... Okay, that'll be a moot point here in a second. Double machine shop. Yeah, we're going to see tanks here very soon. And they're just going to steamroll Genesis's position. Now I'm wondering, okay, do you just start building vultures? Or do you go immediately tank? Okay, we got the machine shop going. And then I guess the next question is, do you go immediately siege? Or do you go mines? Okay, so Quim is going vultures, mines and speed. He is building up a little bit of a wall here, which I think is necessary, especially since the play here is vultures. We're going to see a 2 factory vulture attack coming here from Quim. But if he can hold this, if Genesis can hold this attack, he's going to be in a great spot. And Genesis being the resourceful player he is, like he'll take every little advantage, every little positioning advantage that he has and really be able to tear it open. Okay, but now we're going to start seeing the vultures come across. Now, it does look like mines and speed have been completed. Both players getting siege on the way. Looks like 2 tanks under production from Quim. I imagine he'll probably wait until the tank groups up here. Probably siege outside. Start picking away at this wall. But I think, depending on the tank production from Genesis, I mean, he's going to have at least 2 tanks out by the time this attack hits. I think he'll be okay. Oh, no, not if he's... No! This thing's going to get sniped. Right? Okay, well, I guess not. Oh my gosh, that felt incredibly risky. The empty bunker, by the way. Okay, now it's toast. What? I'm not sure I understand what the plan was there for that tank. Oh, man. Okay, well, he still has the expansion up. He can still siege. He can get up on the high ground as well. He's got more tanks under production. He's got Goliaths to help protect against any type of Wraith transition. Oh, no. But the barracks is giving extra vision. He needs to keep these tanks alive. Because last game he kept him at arm's length within his natural. If he can keep Quim at arm's length outside his natural, then Genesis can really make a game of this. He's going to lose this supply depot. Needs to be careful with these Goliaths. I always find that Goliaths just aggro super easily and they just like start running at things. I thought this was shooting at something. I guess not. Oh man, this is looking pretty bad for Genesis. Alright, let's go ahead and check on Quim's base while that attack is happening real quick. So we got 2 factories. We do have an eBay. Last time we saw turrets being made in the natural of his opponent. Oh, and he is getting the CC lifted. Now, Genesis still has more SCVs. Supply is pretty even, honestly, but the 5 tanks sitting here. Ugh, gross. All right, let's see if Genesis can drop his way out of this one. Now, last game as well, Genesis just had a ton of factories. He just had a bunch of them. This game, he's sitting at pretty much the same production capabilities that Quim has. Ooh, double starport. And he's building another CC. I don't know if he was doing that because he thought he was going to lose this one, or if he legitimately wants to send 2 out there. I like that he's continuing to build SCVs with this one. I feel like a lot of times people like lift their CC and just like park it somewhere. But you can still get some SCVs out, so when you do finally expand, you can just immediately saturate. Okay, so stalemate. Sweet. TVT, what's up? We got this natural looking decent. Now, Quim has been putting turrets around his own base. I don't remember seeing that a lot last game. But he knows that Genesis will likely go starport, primarily for dropships. Oh, this is going to be so bad. Oof. Come on. Okay, that went better for Genesis than I thought it would. I think that was kind of an even trade, 2-2, or 2 tanks, 2 tanks. Maybe a Goliath got sniped in there as well. Ooh, this time he's dropping with tanks. Oh, but there's a turret here. No, don't stop. Run away. Oh, the dropship just barely survives. Okay, here we go. Draw. Oh, no, it shot the turret. Oh my gosh, that was so good for Quim. Oh, how unfortunate for Genesis. If those tanks had dropped and shot the other tank, he would have been golden. He would have been able to secure this, continue floating more units there. He's got these CCs just ready to go. Where are we at? We got upgrades starting for Quim. That'll be pretty drastic for the siege tank battles that we've been seeing. And dang it, Genesis has been thrown in a corner again. Sorry about that. Tanks, tanks on tanks on tanks. Vultures, mines, more tanks. Ooh, sneaky drop. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at the sneakiness. Straight into the turret. That tank dropped and shot that turret. Dude, these tanks hate turrets. They hate them. That's actually really interesting to know. I'm curious about the priority there, because there was definitely several shots that were lost there because of that stupid turret. That turret was like an MVP for Quim. Okay, Genesis has got a foothold. Now he needs to storm the beach. He needs to get... Oh, and he's got all the dropships to do it. Time to get some vultures out there, get some tanks out there, get some Goliaths, SCVs, float all the CCs. Get everything. Because this is a very small window. He killed some tanks, but Quim's got 3 factories rolling. He's got tanks tanking, Goliathing. And he still has this. like Genesis to get over here as soon as possible. Things are moving a little bit slow. Now he's leading with the CCs. Okay, here come the drops. Now, there's a couple... He can either get the drops out early, secure. Okay, that's what he's going to do. But I was going to say, next best would be if Quim tried to get in there and sieged up, and then he dropped on top of the siege. Luckily, these provide the vision he needed, too, to poke out here. Unsieged tanks. It's going to allow the vultures to squirt out. Nice. I like this ninja base as well. Yo, Genesis and dropships. I need to up my dropship play. Genesis knows what's up. He plays this like StarCraft 2 almost. Ooh, good snipe there on that tank. Oh my gosh, these guys are just thunder running right in here. Can he get this one? Oh, 4 health. Come on, SCVs! Citizens arrest. No, 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 no. Shoot this one. Dang. This is a fun little spot as well to like throw tanks and shoot over the wall. Okay. It looks like he's just gonna expand way down here to the south. Vultures snooping and pooping. Haven't seen this bottom left base, I don't think. Maybe? Maybe they did and he lifted. I was a little distracted. Oh no, he's gonna lose all these vultures. Alright. The pendulum has swung, I think, back in Quim's favor. I mean, he was still already ahead, but I think Genesis was in a position of potentially coming back. Now, he does have 2 starports. But I guess the Goliath presence doesn't really promote like a good environment to start making wraiths. I think he successfully snuck this CC out. Like, it floated over these mines, but there was a lot of action going on. So Genesis is going to be able to come back from an economy standpoint, at least a little bit. I don't know what these SCVs are doing. Oh, they're probably heading over here. Oh, don't lose this. That's going to be unfortunate. Sneaky dropships. Okay, now, Quim did notice this. These vultures are about to go ham. Oh, man. I don't know, like, where is Genesis's supply? I guess all in these dropships? Genesis has more SCVs. Okay, apparently less army. Significantly less army. Okay, so it's mostly in SCVs. Alright, he's got himself a foothold here. The problem with this foothold is that he's effectively sealed off, though. Like, he can try to drop in, like, ferry units from up here, and he's been somewhat successful, but all these Goliaths would need to do is, like, step right there. And it would shut down the whole thing, the whole operation. Gonna get another expansion up here in the bottom right main. But a big push coming from Quim. Gonna shut this down. So I feel like Quim feels pretty comfortable with the contain that he has set. And really all he needs to do is continue to knock, you know, play whack-a-mole with these little ninja bases that Genesis is trying to do. And it looks like we mined out. Ooh. Very close. See these SCVs just flower out. Love this. Genesis, like, he just treats his main base like a helipad. Like, alright, well, let's just expand everywhere else. This one didn't do it for us. So let's all leave. Who's scanning? Okay, it's Quim scanning. So Quim scans this. I don't know, actually, I want to check real quick before the engagement down there. Okay, so he does have starports. This is exactly what happened last game. He got the contain. He ended up sealing the deal with wraiths. There's no Goliaths out here. Okay, he has some turrets. That should help, but this is a lot of tanks. Okay, here come reinforcements. Oh no. This looks like all shit. Oh, and the reinforcements are just SCVs. Get them, boys. Oh man. That was fun. That was fun. Now, looking up here, with the number of dropships he had, I'm wondering when it's the right move to just kill this. Like, I feel like he probably could have done that with the big drop with the army down here. If he just dropped here. Like, maybe scan it or something, scan around. But, I feel like the being sneaky got in the way of kind of the simple solution there. I wanted to quickly check and see if there was a third game. Okay, no. Okay, so this series was good to go.